clearly, if you couldn't tell from that, we're in the middle of an international window, and there's been massive results. And Lahoud, you've got a really fun take from what I'm seeing on the teams that could potentially make it in a World Cup based on these performances. Let's take us through it.
Yeah, look, we love tiers on Morning Footy. We love tiers and power rankings and everything on the Golazo network. I'm on a Tom Cruise movie kick right now. And if you haven't seen it, Tom Cruise is one of the biggest actors to ever grace your big screens. And so this is a UEFA Nations World Cup tiers. The 1980s Tom Cruise movie editions. I was born in the 1980s. These are iconic movies that I remember growing up in the 90s, and so I went back and watched them, and I remember.
Did you actually go back and watch them?
Oh yeah, I've watched a lot of these. Maybe one of them. Maybe one of them. I haven't seen the full one, but the vibes right now are low for some and super high for others. So I'm going to start with one of his earlier movies, Losing It, because these teams are absolutely losing it right now. The premise of the movie is a bunch of young kids, they go down to Mexico and they have the mishaps of mishaps, misadventures, a tale to tell about for all the wrong reasons. And so these three teams, I think they have a tale to tell about for all the wrong reasons right now with the international break and their World Cup hopes. One of them, I'm going to start right now, Belgium. The Belgian national team, the golden generation, this is the flag right here, thank you very much. Romelu Lukaku's injury, we're going to place him in. Romelu Lukaku's injury has a significant impact, and those of you who watched them very recently in their match against Kazakhstan, you're going to look at me and tell me I'm crazy. But against big teams, they get found out. The match that I alluded to when we did the Canada conversation against Wales, there's a fragility about this Belgian side. We've already seen the cracks in the pavement between Kevin De Bruyne and Thibaut Courtois, who were reunited with the national team. They don't have enough quality and depth to take them out of this group. My other team, Italia. How is Italy on the verge of possibly, there's the flag, not qualifying for another World Cup? If they don't qualify for a World Cup again, given the group they have, it would be catastrophe. And of course, last but not least, a team that I used to like a couple years back. The Danes, Denmark. Goal scoring has become a major problem for the Danish side, and no, Rasmus Højlund moving to Napoli is not going to solve that. So those are my three for losing it. And I mean, what do you guys think?
I don't disagree at all. This Belgian team has looked fragile for a very, very long time. When are Italy going to ever qualify for a World Cup again?
Question.
They keep cycling through managers. They keep cycling through systems, changing players in and out. This is not the Italy we know and love. This is a far, far shadow of it. And Denmark have just, they haven't figured it out yet. They don't have the players, I think, at the moment. They don't have the cohesion. They show no quality when they're playing. I think this tier is appropriate.
Yeah. Who gives you the most hope out of these three, though?
The most hope, you're going to call me crazy. The most hope is not Denmark. I have a weird feeling about Italy.
I do too.
Gennaro Gattuso and I know our Serie A crew, they're throwing their cappuccino against the screen, being like, Lahoud's crazy. But sometimes it's the most unexpected managers in the international level that if he can simplify things and seeing him play a 4-4-2, old school football, get it back to the basics, that can do wonders for the Azzurri. We're going to go to the next tier, the outsiders, and the name it just defines itself. These are national teams that are the underdogs, the outsiders right now on paper, but they are looking in a bigger conversation. They're teams that get it done. And the team I'm going to lead with are Hup Swiss, the Swiss national team all the way to the far left. I got a cramp in my leg, so I can't make it all the way over there. They're a team that have so much experience. The likes of Granit Xhaka, who's a midfield general. Manuel Kanji making the move to Inter. I mean, they have Dan Ndoye, who's cooking in the Premier League. They have a unified front and a solid team, and I think they can make waves. And I've learned this. I learned this in the 2022 World Cup. Do not bet against Croatia. Do not bet against Croatia whatsoever. Yes, the golden generation is on its last leg, but there's some young players coming through. Baturina, who was at Dinamo Zagreb last season, he is a baller, and Peter Susic is going to have a very good season with Inter. And of course, you cannot go, I think what was my last one? Norway. Yes, that's right. The Norwegian generation, the young generation, they're going through their golden generation as well. I think I had Croatia as well.
Croatia go outsiders or risky business?
Yep.
They're outsiders?
Outsiders. So Norway, Erling Haaland, the likes of Martin Odegaard, there's so many players. Nusa as well, who's doing big things in the Bundesliga. They are going to go to the World Cup. I have very good feelings about them.
Yeah, I like the shout with Norway. I think how can you not with the individual talent on that squad? It's just a matter of I want to see the more cohesion, clearness, because they can actually, to me, be a really big upset for some big dogs in this tournament.
Yeah, they have the quality throughout a lot of top players at really, really big teams playing in Europe, playing at the highest level. So they have the experience. If they can put it all together, especially with a goal scorer like Erling Haaland, Odegaard behind him, it's a really strong team.
Yeah, well, a really strong movie and category we're going to go to next. Risky Business. Please tell me you've seen Risky Business.
You know, it's the only one I've seen. Well, I've seen Top Gun.
Oh,
it's
if I do this?
I've seen part of. Hey!
I can't do it.
We're not going to come out in the underwear, please.
I like my job too much. But Risky Business, pretty much, these are the teams that it becomes risky business if you put too much stock into them. On paper, they have quality players overall, but you never know what you're going to get from them in terms of consistency. So I'm going with the Germans. Go back and watch the match that they had yesterday. And these two matches in the international window, they almost were embarrassed by Northern Ireland at home in Cologne. And the performances by Florian Wirtz, the goals that they got from Nadim Amidi off the bench, there's a big issue with that number 9 position for the Germans. And Julian Nagelsmann, his job is definitely on the line if they continue in this way. And of course, I'm going to go with the Dutch. The Dutch national team, yes, they have quality players, Memphis Depay when he puts on the shirt, but in the midfield right now, you don't know if Frankie de Jong is going to be healthy enough to play match in and match out, and there's just something off about this Dutch side that when it comes to big games, when it comes to taking that next step into European and international glory, they tend to fall short.
I don't disagree at all. Think about Germany. When's the last time Germany produced an elite number 9?
Which is crazy to think, because that seems like that should be their DNA.
They haven't had one in almost, it feels like 2 decades.
Well, you have to go Miroslav Klose.
That's the last one I can think of.
It's been 2014.
Yeah,
2014,
an entire
the World
decade
Cup.
plus. They don't have the elite striker. I'm not fully convinced by Voltemada. They also, I don't think they create enough quality chances, even if they did have a top striker. So I like risky business because even though I said all those negatives, they have so much quality.
They have so much talent. That's what's crazy. If they just put it together for like 30 minutes in a match, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, they're there.
Okay, next one up is all the right moves. England, they have all the right moves in terms of talent, but do they have all the right moves in terms of the manager that they hired in Thomas Tuchel? That's why I didn't put him up to the top tier, because when you're playing against Andorra, there's not much you can take from these performances apart from they look disinterested.
Yeah.
If Spain plays against Andorra, they'll knock them out 8-0. But for England, 2-0, you get an own goal to kick things off. The players, when it comes to World Cup qualification, I think at the end of the day, it does them a disservice because they show up and they leave you wanting. And now this is a generation that they get to European finals, they get to the semifinals of a World Cup, but they're not in that upper echelon.
Is it ever coming home?
It's never coming home for me.
My question for both of you is England one of those teams that you see that drops to the level of their opponent, even though they have so much talent?
Yeah, I think for them, their big thing is they're not willing to take the risk because of the pressure of the media, because the influences of certain players playing for certain clubs, to play not the best players on paper, but the players who have the best chemistry. The likes of Eberechi Eze should be on the team.
1,000%.
The last European Championship, all the way up. How many times are we calling for Cole Palmer, Anthony Gordon to get starting positions and forcing players like a Jude Bellingham, who will start because he's Jude Bellingham, but when he's not playing well, is Thomas Tuchel willing to make those bold decisions that the teams in the Top Gun era, in the Top Gun echelon, are willing to make to get success?
Ooh, love Top Gun.
Yeah, and of course, we end with Top Gun. I'm not even going to give you guys a chance to argue with me on England. We have Nigel Coker for that. He's probably calling me as I speak. But Top Gun, it's an iconic movie. It's Tom Cruise's, alongside Mission Impossible. It's what made me fall in love with Tom Cruise. And these teams are making me fall in love with European football right now. You got to go number 1 with the European champions in Spain. Oh, I guess we'll thank you. Don't go to Portugal yet. Spain are getting better and better. The 5-star display they put against Turkey. I mean, they have a wealth of riches, and Luis de la Fuente is cooking right now as a manager. Les Bleus in the French national team, they have so many quality players, but can you keep them healthy?
Yeah.
We'll see that in the next segment. And of course,
3 different national teams in one.
Portugal,
Right. Cool.
you go and you knock Spain off their perch in their Nations League. It's a big reason why, Cristiano Ronaldo aside, the quality of players they have is a big reason why they are not just making all the right moves. They're in the Top Gun category.
I love that.
I love this shout. Who, actually, would you switch the order? Say if we did you 1, 2, 3 on Top Gun, who would you put as number 1, A-West?
I think I would stay with the order as it is right now. This France team, as a squad, I think has the most talent, but the way that Spain plays as a team, the unity that they have, the different players. You got Mikel Merino popping up with hat tricks, Lamine Yamal leading this team. They have such a strong defense.
And they're young.
They're young. They're hungry. They fight for each other. It's this Spain team for me. It's an easy number 1.
Okay, last question for me. Out of these teams, who has the best chance to win the World Cup?
Spain.
Spain.
Okay, smart people. I like
You too?
Yeah.
No, they're up there,
Yeah.
but do not sleep on this Portugal side.
Yeah.